and the future
Why don't
champion.
you shake your happy ass to the back of the line?
Oh! If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, it's the Red Carpet Reign featuring TBK, the Turnbuckle King. We're here to talk about the recent episode of NXT for the episode of June 11th, guys. And it's the NXT results reaction and highlights after the great event of NXT Battleground. Let's talk about it. Now, I'm here on not just YouTube, but X. I'll be with X until the bonus round or a little bit before the bonus round. So if you want to check out the whole show, come to YouTube, Red Carpet Reign channel. Also, speaking of the bonus round, I will be talking about who will be Trick and Roxanne's next challenges for their respective NXT and NXT Women's Championships. You do not want to miss out on that one. But before we get to that, we'll talk about the regular NXT episode. With that being said, let's see who came into the ring. We got CeeLo, Carl Myers. Carl Myers, salute to you. Thanks for coming out, man. So we're going to talk about the recent episode. I'll go over first, before, talk about how great, give my rating on the episode as well. I will also do that before I get to the bonus round. I'll talk about the most important, significant parts, I should say, of NXT. But other than that, we'll talk about the significant events and, of course, Cody Rhodes being on NXT. We won't forget that as well. But before we do begin, let's go over first the NXT match card for the episode stuff that was advertised. And I'll take you guys a few moments to look that over. All right, that is the match card for NXT. We got a tag team match, 6-man tag, one-on-one Michin versus Jada Parker, Singapore match with Lexus and Dante Chen, and a whole bunch of other matches, and Cody Rhodes, of course, appearing in NXT. So let's go over the first part of the show. We got Kalani Jordan, the brand new NXT Women's Champion. She opens up the show talking about how it's such an honor to win the championship. She talks about how she put in her hard work in the ladder match at NXT Battleground, and she finally became champion. Not only that, the inaugural NXT North American Women's Champion. And I know I did some of my review, but I will give Kalani her flowers once again because she definitely deserves that. So she definitely deserved that. Congratulations to Kalani Jordan again. While Kalani Jordan was cutting a promo, she was interrupted by Jada Parker. Jada Parker said, she gonna come out there. She all you did was climb a ladder. Jada Parker is a great her character. All you did was climb that ladder. You didn't do nothing, and you lucked up and won the championship. And why in the midst of that, before she really want to be a challenger for Kalani Jordan's title, she was attacked by Michin, and they had their one-on-one match, which Michin won due to interference from the OC, which is Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. So they still a unit. I thought it was Luke Gallows and Anderson on their own with AJ, but I see they're still involved with Michin. And later on, it will be Michin versus Kalani Jordan on a one-on-one match. And so I think it's next week that she's going to challenge Kalani for a championship. But a good way to kick off the show, brand new inaugural champion. I like what's going on here with NXT. They're continuously making moves and continuously doing whatever they can to make the product better at any given cost. So much respect to NXT. And once again, I'm glad that I know Kalani Jordan will be a fighting champion. I know she's gonna put on the best matches in the end. Hopefully, probably had a proper best fuse for that matter as well. So whoever she's first challenging, which is Michin, is gonna be a solid, very solid match. So I can't wait to see what's the next move going to be for Michin I'm sorry, for Kalijo and Michin for their match. So that kicked off the show. Next part of the show of NXT, we had a return to NXT actually. Wendy Chu, she made a return to NXT. I know she was out with injury. We just got used to the happy pajama wearing character that she had prior. And I know she also was wrestling NXT Level Up, which is on Friday nights. Also, she had a match against Briley Reese. She defeated her, but I know everyone looked at her differently because they're not used to seeing Wendy Chu. This is a new, different character for her. I wonder if this character is going to really go somewhere where it really move the needle, as far as the women's division. Could she get far in the women's division? Could she even go as far as win the women's NXT North American Championship, or even more than that, the NXT Women's Championship? Only time will tell with Wendy Chu, but I'm glad she's back. Like I said, she's been out for a good, if not a year, almost a year. Almost a year, I would say. I would say definitely almost a year. I would, like I said, I can't wait to see what's the next move going to be with her. But other than that, though, I am glad that she's back in NXT. I'm glad that she's doing her thing. So good to see you back, Wendy Chu. I'm looking forward to see what WWE NXT is going to do with you. I know it'll be something. So definitely, definitely, definitely. But that was the end of that particular segment. Then later on, we also had Cody Rhodes. Before he came out to talk to Trick Williams, he said he had a gift. His gift was to JC Jane, who's currently wearing a mask following the attack from Thea Hale. It's the old dashing Cody Rhodes mask. And Jasmine Nix, even though she's a heel, she's even happy, as you can see, that she got that mask. So this will be a new character change for JC Jane. Will she be the dashing JC Jane? Will it be something significant? I can't wait to see. So I'm happy that Cody was able to give her that. Hopefully, JC Jane can go somewhere with this character. She'll be a new, like I said, modern day dashing character because it's an odd to this character. You've seen the last still there. Maybe JC, will give people paper bags to put over their heads, just like Cody Rhodes used to do. That was one of his best characters. So maybe this is going to catapult JC Jane. Maybe to an NXT North American title, and maybe even further, she could be a future NXT Women's Champion if booked correctly. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna go with this character next. Definitely interested to see. Shira Taza, yo bro, what's up? Salute to you. Welcome to the ring, man. Thanks for coming out. Rulian's Gilbert, salute to you. But yeah, Cody Rhodes gave her his mask backstage, and I thought it was cool doing that. I knew JC Jane just came back last week. I didn't think we expect her to get the dashing Cody Rhodes, his old mask, from his old character. But like I said, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen next with JC Jane. Like I said, I know JC Jane, it's hard for her. She was in the tag team for so long with Gigi Dolan as a part of Toxic Attraction, the stable with, of course, Mandy Rose. Then she broke up with her. She turned on Gigi. That feud really didn't go nowhere. And then she started linking herself up with Thea Hill and the Chase U University. And, they had their little feud, whatever. It wasn't a high profile feud, but it did help Thea Hill in some case. I don't think it helped Thea. Then Thea got paired with Jasmine Nix. So they're just trying to find a groove, what's going to work for JC Jane's character. Hopefully, this mask given by Cody Rhodes, maybe it will work. Now, I will admit, normally we've seen this before happen too. when a character is given a recycled, they're given an old character or a moniker that they had prior. They try to give it to a modern day wrestler, male or female. It normally don't work. You normally run into a roadblock with that one. We seen this recently. Remember when Baron Corbin, remember he was on the main roster before he got sent down to NXT. They couldn't find nothing for him. Nothing was working. The King Corbin and Happy Corbin wasn't working. Sad Corbin. Then they gave him JBL's old character. JBL was his manager, and he called Baron Corbin a modern day wrestling god, and that went nowhere. And I just hope this is not the same scenario. I know Cody's not JC's manager. I hope the whole Dash and JC Jam, whatever they're going to do with it, I hope it goes somewhere, because normally when a character from the past or old character, they give that to someone else, it normally don't work. Like I said before, I just hope that's not the case here. I hope JC can at least not do the exact same way Cody did, but at least modify it to the way it will work for her and her character. So hopefully that's what we get with JCJ receiving this mask from Cody Rhodes. But it was a very shocking moment. Wasn't expecting that. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, after he gave JCJ that mask backstage, he did come out. He talked to Trick Williams. The universe is happy to see him. And he also came out to announce Trick Williams' next challenger for his NXT championship. Whoop that trick, whoop that trick. I heard Cody was looking for a manager. Can she be that? Well, if they're gonna do that, Brutally Gilbreth, that means JC will have to promote from NXT to the main roster. Or unless she does double duty, she do NXT and SmackDown, similar to what Braun Breaker was doing right before he got officially called up. I don't know, having it's not like he wanted a male manager. I don't know if he wants a female manager. I'm not sure if they're going to run with that. It's not a bad idea, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. But other than that, Cody Rhodes came out. He announced Trick Williams' challenger for the NXT Championship. He said it'll be a 25-man battle royal next week on NXT. One thing he said that was interesting, he said it's not going to just be from the locker room that Trick Williams is familiar with. He also said that it could be a locker room that he's not familiar with. So it sound like here again, we just saw this with Jordan Grace. I think we're gonna have a Forbidden Door again. I believe that someone from TNA or another promotion is going to come out in this battle royal and be Trick Williams' next challenger. That's what I'm thinking. That's what he said in the announcement. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next.
On NXT next week in a 25-man over-the-top battle royal.
So 25-man battle royal. So as Cody announced, and like I said, it could be another Forbidden Door. It's not going to be the way it was implied. It won't be just NXT superstars. I don't think it's going to be just WWE superstar for Raw SmackDown either. I got feelings it'll be a Forbidden Door again. They're going to run that again with the success of Jordan Grace at NXT Battleground. That was a great success for NXT and TNA. Why wouldn't they duplicate that success again? This time for the men's division, not the women's. So, TNA locker room. Moses. You mean Moose, brutally honest. That's Moose. I've heard quite a stir about that. I did hear something about Moose possibly. I heard he was interested. I did hear that. Thing about it is, the fact of the matter is, when they do run it that way, we don't know how it will work on both ends, because thing about it is, I've heard that Moose was interested because he saw what Jordan Grace was doing. So I'm not sure if that's how he wants to do it the same way. But thing about it is, I've heard something recently about it. Um, thing about Moose. Moose is the TNA World Champion. And since you brought up that name, Good Bread, I'm glad you brought him up because Moose is the world champion for TNA. He's interested in the Forbidden Door. Thing about it is, since like I said, you brought him up. Thing about Moose, Moose is not going to just come challenge anybody. I don't think he is. I think Moose, he has a bone. He wants to show that he's the best. He wants to prove that he's the best in the business. He will do whatever he can to prove that. And I think what he meant by that when he said that, you know, is actually with Moose, it's actually his words, not mine. This is what Moose had to say. I'm glad you brought that up. Look what Moose had to say. He said this. This was on his Twitter account. He said, I guess we'll never find out. He said, I'm not for Nigerian or Nigerian crime. So this was his response to Ringside Roster, credit to them, about the potential of Obafemi, the NXT North American champion versus Moose TNA champion. He also said this too. Look what he said here, and I quote, this is from Moose saying this now. Moose recently just said this, guys, regarding the Forbidden Door. He said, I quote, I don't know if there's anybody in NXT that's capable of beating me. So for them to make it worth their while, they might want to bring me into SmackDown or Raw. I've beat Drew McIntyre. I've beat Bobby Lashley. Am I going to wrestle in NXT? Wesley? Come on. That's great wrestling NXT, don't get me wrong. But I've already beaten the guys there on the main roster. They're superstars. So I think for me, it's bring me in, let me play with the top dogs. That's what my mindset is. And this is what Moose said regarding that. And this was his Moose said this, the source was WrestleFest virtual signing. So Moose, with him saying this, he does not want to do Forbidden Door with NXT. Moose wants to be on SmackDown or Raw. He does not want to wrestle Obafemi because he thinks that below him. He wants higher than that. He wants Damian Priest. He wants Cody Rhodes. That's what he's aiming at. He does not want to wrestle anybody in NXT. He don't care if it's Obafemi, not even Trick Williams. He thinks that's below him. He said, why would I go down there and face those guys on the developmental system NXT? And he said, no offense to them, but I could go wrestle guys who are on the main roster that I have a history with, that I have defeated in the past. So Moose being on Forbidden Door with NXT, not going to happen. And the chances of that happening with him saying this are a little 0 to no chance.
No chance in hell.
Moose don't want that. That's according to him. He don't want that. Not at all. So the fact of the matter with people saying we want Obafemi versus Moose, Forbidden Door, champion versus champion. And it makes sense, you know. Moose is the world champion for TNA. Obafemi, all due respect, you're not even NXT champion, you're the NXT North American champion. They want to link you guys together because you guys are both from the same nationality. That's the only reason why people are saying that. And he said that right here, as I stated earlier. I guess when he said he's not for Nigerian versus Nigerian crime. So he's not for that. He does not agree with that. But back to Cody Rhodes, there's the Forbidden Door. He's announcing Trick Williams' next challenger. And I don't know who's gonna be. I know Moose not gonna be one of them unless he's trolling us. I don't see that unless he's trolling us. Maybe he will show up to throw us off. I just want to show you guys that's what Moose recently said regarding the whole Obafemi versus Moose, him being NXT Forbidden Door. That's his mindset as he said it on that right now. He is not feeling that. But really, Oscar Red said it could be a PR stat. That's why I say it could be trolling us. It could be trolling us. You know, Do I think it's a chance we're being trolled on this? You know, in the age of today's age of social media and of sports, I think we are.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Yeah, we could be trolled for all that matter. Prolific 96 said Drake the Snake. That's actually funny. Jake the Snake, Drake the Snake. That's funny. Good one, Prolific 96. Good one. Bruliana said NXT champs get paid more than TNA champions. If you don't mind me asking, Bruliana, do you know it's off the top of your head? I've heard the NXT superstars get paid on an average maybe 100, maybe 150,000, 200,000 a year. Do TNA champs even get that? They should be getting at least six figures, especially as a champ. You said too, he's adding fuel to the fire because he just told Grace he was mad. She didn't tell him she was going to NXT. She did say she was going to SmackDown or Raw. Wow, she did say that. She did say that. So he's using this as a stunt to get WWE to push him in there. He wants to be put in the forbidden door, the champion, because he's seen the exposure Jordan Grace got following the NXT Battleground, especially in that great match between herself and Roxanne Perez for the women's NXT Championship at Battleground. So that could be a possibility too. But back to what I was saying, we have Forbidden Door. It could be a Forbidden Door again. That when Cody said that the locker room is going to be Cody saying that it won't be just NXT superstars. It won't be just Raw and SmackDown. It's going to be people that are not even in WWE. They're not even contract on a WWE contract, I should say. Oh, I see you saying she didn't say she's going to SmackDown Raw. He saw her going to NXT. Well, I mean, he wants to go to SmackDown or Raw. I'm sorry, he wants to go to SmackDown or Raw. Moose wants to go to SmackDown or Raw. He saw to NXT, but Jordan Grace said she didn't tell anybody. She said she only told her husband. She didn't tell anybody really. I think she wants to keep that quiet because she said she likes surprises. So she didn't want nobody to know, for that matter. But yeah, so Trick Williams' next challenger is yet to be determined. And I will get to that in the bonus round in a second. But I'm gonna go over the last part of the show of NXT. Last part is Roxanne Perez makes a statement of the women's division. Now, Roxanne, she came out with a promo. She said she defeated Jordan Grace. She said Ava, they said she wanted an apology from Ava. And Ava came out saying, hey, it's good you retained your belt, but you're doing what any other champion's supposed to do, defend your championship, being a fighting champion. The next thing you know, we saw JCJ come out. I'm sorry, Lash Legend came out first with Jakar Jackson. Lola Vice came out. JCJ with Jasmine Nix came out. Basically, I see three potential challengers. It's Lash Legend, Lola Vice, JCJ, and they all came out. The next thing you know, it just all hell broke loose. And Jakar Jackson, that girl there, Jakar Jackson is the stereotypical black girl character, to say the least. And I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about.
And the future
Why don't you
champion.
shake your happy ass to the back of the line?
So once Lola kicked Jakar in the head, all hell broke loose. Lash attacked Lola, and then JC and Roxanne was, they were attacked in each other. Then you saw Lola and Roxanne attacking each other and all that stuff. So it just went crazy. And next thing you know, at the last still, we saw Roxanne and Lola Vice at the bottom. And those two were standing each other, and Lola. And I said this before, Lola is the next going to be potentially the one to challenge. She's going to eventually challenge at some point for the NXT Women's Championship following her victory of NXT Battleground versus Shayna Baszler. So I knew that was going to happen, but it wasn't just her. It was her and a few others. So I knew that was going to happen at some given point. Brilliance Guerrero said Moose. She said Moose has a big mouth. I could believe that. Tyler Helton, yo, well, salute to you, Tyler. Moose talks too much. That's no good. That's no good at all. If that's the case, he talks too much. I see why she didn't tell him. And since she talks so much, Moose, I guess you put your own self on the list of not knowing.
You just made the list!
Yeah, so that's crazy. But Roxanne, she's reigned supreme champion. Great match against Jordan Grace. So I will like to see what they're gonna do next with Roxanne. And as I stated alongside Trick Williams, I will get into that with the bonus round very shortly. So definitely a good one. Good episode. I'm gonna give my review on NXT right now. NXT, the recent episode, NXT results, reaction, highlights at the battleground. My review was 4 out of 5. And I'll mention other matches as well. So I'm going to also mention a good match that was on. We had a good match of Dante Chen versus Lexis King, Singapore Kane match. That was a solid match. I like that match. We had it was okay match with Sean Spears and Javon. That was a solid match. Mitch and Jada was not too bad. Like I said, it was good, solid matches, but that was the main focus on the show. And we had 6-man tag of, Tyler Bay, Pete Dunne, and Wesley versus Gallus. That was a decent match too. So it was some very good matches. We got two, we don't know who the challenger for Trick and Roxanne going to be. That's where the bonus round come in. Cody showing up on NXT, properly gifting his old Dashing Cody Rhodes Master JC Jane was great. That was a good moment. Wendy Chu made her return to NXT following her injury that she was out for, like I said, almost a year, if not a little under a year. So it was a very good, solid NXT after Battleground. And their next PLE will be NXT Heatwave during the same weekend as Money in the Bank. So that's I think that's July 7th, right after the 4th of July. Well, other than that, though, guys, this was a very solid NXT episode. And with that being said, I will transition over shortly. We will start the bonus round. We will talk about both champions, Trick Williams and Roxanne Perez, the respective champions, world champions for each brand, to know who their next challenge will be for each one. Do you doing more open call-in views? I haven't done that, Tyler. I don't do call-in, but I'll give it some thought though. That's a good idea. I may give it some thought, Tyler. Thanks for mentioning that. I haven't done that. No one's ever asked me that before, but it's something I'll look into. I'll give some consideration. So thanks for mentioning that though. No, I don't do call-ins currently. But other than that though, let's get into the bonus round. I'll get into that very shortly. All right. We are here at the bonus round. The bonus round talk about today will be who's challenging Trick Williams and Roxanne Perez for the NXT World Champions. Let's see what else. Time in, said thank you, Roman. NXT and Raw on top. SmackDown needs to step up. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, SmackDown's not been bad, Tyler. They ain't been bad. They had some rough weeks, but Raw had some rough weeks too. Raw just got better too. So let's keep that in mind. But I kind of see where you're going at some point. Some SmackDown stuff to be like, But other than that, SmackDown's still solid as a whole. They just try and get all the storylines out together, try and get all, everything, make sure everything's smooth. But other than that, let's get back to the bonus round. The bonus round be who's challenging respective champions, Trick and Roxanne. We know both of these two were defend their championships at NXT Battleground, which they did on Battleground. Trick defeated Ethan Page to retain his championship. Roxanne defeated Jordan Grace, stated earlier, to retain her championship. So we're going to go down the list of each one. First, let's talk about Miss Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez, this is her second run with the NXT Women's Championship. So thing about it is, who's going to challenge her next? I know that, she's been quite the great heel. I like her character. I do like her character. And she's been on the tear since she won it at NXT Stand Deliver. She defeated Lyra Valkyria, the previous champion, made her tap out. And thing about it is, she's been doing her thing. She defeated Lyra Valkyria. She defeated I think she just defeated Jordan. But she really needs a real good competitor. She needs a good competitor. And thing about Roxanne, she's not a slouch. She's been trained by thing about it is, not only Roxanne a great champion, she puts on good matches. I know she's not the most smoothest in the ring, but she tries her best, and I got to give her credit. She does try. She definitely tries. Thing about it is, guys, when she do try, she puts on a great performance. I can't take that from Roxanne, but thing about it is, if we want Roxanne to continue to have a great run with the championship and have this great, prestige that she wants to bring, not only she defeated regular WWE stars of NXT, she's definitely defeated ones that are on now the Forbidden Door with Jordan Grace, who was the TNA Women's Champion. So, like I said, she's definitely on a good run, but I want her to stay on a good run for that matter. I definitely want her to stay on a good run. So, the thing about it is, if we're going to continue that, she has to be doing her thing and be a great champion, because the last thing we want from Roxanne Perez to have a stale championship, despite that she's a heel, despite she's doing her thing, despite everything. That's what we don't want from Roxanne Perez. So thing about it is, we're looking at, it looks like, that's what it looks like. It looks like they're going to have the way I see it, a good three, maybe a four-way for the title. It's going to be a four-way for the title. That's what it's looking like right now, because we saw that last night. We saw that last night between herself and other people. We saw that. We saw that she's gonna eventually have that. It will be a four-way match. I believe that's how it's gonna go down. So I think that when she does have a four-way match, this is really going to challenge Roxanne and, test her. Is she really the great champion that she should be? Is she really the elite women's champion of the NXT brand? Because NXT now, especially now, this is no slouch. There's a lot of competition on the roster. A lot of competition on the roster for Roxanne. And she really has to step it up if she wants to be the champion that she claims she is. She's gonna have to defend it against everybody and anybody at all given costs. There's no other way around that, for that matter, because she's gonna be tested. She's gonna be challenged, whether she likes it or not. She's gonna be tested. That's the only way you're gonna test a real champion. And when you do that, you put them in tight situations. There's no other way around that. And the thing about it is, Roxanne, she cuts these promos. That's the only thing that's getting a little tired, Roxanne. She cuts these promos saying she could do this, she could do that, she do this, do that. She's going to really be tested now, especially after defeating Jordan Grace. People are going to expect higher standards out of her. They're going to expect that for her. So she's going to have to step it up if she wants to become and stay, well, not become, she already is, but to remain the NXT Women's Champion. That's the only way that's going to work, for that matter. That's the only way I will see it working, period. Because if you don't step up, you're going to be looked at as, oh, it's luck, you're a slouch, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what do I mean by where she should be tested and challenged the most? Where it's all on the line, where it's basically you put all your chips on it and you have to bet on yourself. And whether you sink or swim, you have to prove that. And I think the best way to do that is going to be a four-way match, as I stated. And it's going to be against these three women, as we saw on NXT. It's going to be the likes of Lash Legend. It's going to be the likes of JC Jane and also Lola Vice. That's what I think it's coming down to. These are going to be her next challengers, and I think it's going to be a four-way match. That's where I see it's going down. That's how she's going to get challenged. Because that's the only way I can see Roxanne being challenged as a proper champion in a proper build. That's the only way that will go down, and the only way she could be, if she could defeat all three of them in one match, that's going to really step her up, her value as champion a little bit more and a little bit higher. So that's the way I can see it going down. It's not a bad scenario, but that's how I would see it, though. I wouldn't see it any other way for Roxanne being the champion. And it's not a bad thing. But Roxanne's going to really have to step it up, whether she likes it or not. Now, the thing about it is, we can say, too, she may sneak out of that and sneak her way out of being, defeated, and she could still retain her title that way. We can say that, too. But what if it comes to a one-on-one match? Who is the number one person that is a serious threat to Roxanne's Women's NXT Championship? Who could be the one that could, if not defeat her, possibly defeat her? Who could be that one individual? If it ain't a four-way match, one of the women could walk out champion at Heat Wave. But the thing about it is that, like I said, it can only be one person. I don't see Roxanne losing a belt that way, because she's been, catapulted in a very high light. I don't see it going down like that. I could be wrong. And again, I could be right too. But I will say this. I said this earlier, and I've been saying this for weeks now. One person I could see defeating Roxanne Perez, or at least a very good challenger, that's a serious threat. I say Lola Vice. Lola Vice could be the one to win the NXT Women's Championship off Roxanne. Could be, if not that, a very good threat, a very good challenger for that belt. I don't see why not. Lola's been she's been doing her thing. She defeated Natalya in an underground match and Shannon in an underground match. She was NXT breakout tournament. She won that already. She didn't win the championship. She's been pushed very heavily lately. She's been in very good feuds. She turned on Shayna. She turned on Elektra Lopez before she left the main roster. She's been, besides Roxanne, the focus in the women's division has been a lot of eyes been turned towards Lola Vice. Then she has an MMA background. And, of course, we can't forget about her caboose back there. So we know she got a body on her, no doubt about it. I definitely see her being the one to beat Roxanne. I definitely see it here. Let's see you guys got to say on here. Roman, SmackDown Autopilot. I'm new here. Sorry. Kazim Steen. My Mount Rushmore wrestlers: Jeff Hardy, Brock Lesnar, Roman, and possibly Shelton Benjamin. Not bad picks. And Brianna's got one. Hogan, Flair, Stone Cold. Okay. Lola beat Shayna. She's next up. Yeah, she will be the next to challenge Roxanne and possibly defeat her for her championship. I could very well see Lola Vice being the new, NXT Women's Champion. She could give Roxanne a run for her money. So I'm not down that at all. She's, and it's not a bad pick. Lola's been great in there. Great in there. So I'm not taking nothing away from nothing away from Roxanne as champion, because Roxanne first championship run, as I stated before, it was boring, lackluster, and she lost it due to storyline. She couldn't compete, and it was a vacate. She never lost that title. But her turning heel and going to the character she's doing now, it made perfect sense of why she turned to the character she is now, because she never lost the championship the first go round. Now she's a dominant champion. But there's someone to take it off her is going to be Lola. Lola would take this belt off Roxanne. I don't see why she wouldn't. She's a great choice to be the next NXT Women's Champion. She's done everything she needs to do. I think she got signed back in 22, a little bit after Roxanne. Like I said, I remember when she got signed, she was on her Twitter page holding a Money in the Bank briefcase. Valerie Lozorda is her real name. But yeah, she's very solid. I didn't care for the ring at first, but I could tell in the amount of time when she got signed 2 years ago, she's improved and getting much better in the ring. But in the MMA, she speaks for herself. But Roxanne, you better do your thing, because Rolls Royce could be coming for you. And we saw how she stayed at your championship at the very end of the NXT recent episode at the last still there. Saw she was peeping that title. That's her title she wanted. She want that title, you know. Because if Lola, you know, she has a very good claim to win this title. Because if she don't win this time, because she already failed at the NXT Vengeance Day, she's gonna be talking like this.
And it should have been me.
And I'll say that one more time.
Mark, and it should have been me.
Yeah, you don't want her saying it should have been her. She's going to win. And other than that, Roxanne's going to have a lot of women lined up to challenge her for a championship. I don't see not just one person. Everybody is gunning for Roxanne. Like I said, before Lola, it's going to come to these three. We saw a preview of that on NXT already. So that's what's going to ultimately come to. So Roxanne, you better do what you got to do. If you want to keep that claim of your greatest champion, you want to keep that up as you're the tough champ, you better step it up more than ever. So now that's Roxanne Perez next challenger. Let's switch gears. We are going to go to Trick Williams. Whoop that trick. Now Trick is a little bit different than Roxanne. Trick, you know, this is his first time with the belt. I know he recently defeated Ethan Page. That came out of nowhere. Now with this 25-man battle royal, it's a possibility. Again, a possibility. Very possibility. I don't know if that's the case, but we could get a forbidden door out of Trick Williams, just like Roxanne just finished her forbidden door. See what they were doing, they were testing the waters with Roxanne and Jordan Grace. They was trying to see how it would work for a forbidden door for a TNA superstar and a knockout world champion. Nonetheless, they want to see would it be a success having the two champions versus each other. So that's the way they was doing it. And it's not a bad idea. I think it was a great partnership. And TNA WWE is doing a real forbidden door. Now, since Trick Williams, his next challenger is determined through a battle royale, 25 men next week on NXT. As Cody stated, not from just locker rooms he's familiar with, locker rooms he's not familiar with as well. And since that's the case here, I'm trying to think off the top of my head who could be the next challenger for Trick Williams. Who could be the one to, be challenging for a championship that's a legit contender. Not just anybody, a real legit contender. And that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. And if I had to put my finger on it, I know we just mentioned him. I say you don't want to be involved in it. Like Gilbert said earlier, it could be a PR stunt. I would say Moose could be the next potential challenger for Trick Williams NXT Championship. They're going to do a similar Roxanne Perez, Jordan Grace scenario. This time it's going to be for the men's division, and it will be Moose, the TNA World Champion, challenging Trick Williams for his NXT Championship, and it'll be Trick Williams being challenged by Moose, and Moose will challenge for his title. I don't think the TNA World title will be on the line, but I think Trick Williams' championship will be on the line. And if there's a chance that Trick Williams do lose to Moose, Moose will be dual champion. He'll be the TNA champion, TNA World champion, and also the NXT champion. And believe me, that NXT championship, you're going to see it on TNA television, and that's something that's never been done in NXT. So that will be cool. It'll be something fresh, and that will be a real way of how you do a Forbidden Door. And and we will get some type of shocker, say the least, if we see that win go down against Trick and Mr. Moose. Good God Almighty. It'll be shocking. So, and then not only we get that kind of thing with that, not only that'll be the only thing we get, I will say as well, we will also get a very, very good, a good way to properly introduce the new world champion.
World Heavyweight Champion.
That crowd will go crazy if Moose beats Trick Williams for his NXT championship. A TNA superstar winning an NXT branded championship. Never been done before. Maybe Moose could be the first. Moose said he wanted to do the Forbidden Door. He said he wanted to get involved. Why Jordan Grace didn't tell him? Maybe it'll be something in store big for him. Maybe. Who knows? But I think it'll be a great scenario. I think it'll be a great challenger. You said facts because Trick is not Nigerian. Nope, he's not. And Femi will bring it back for us. That, you know what? You all want good bread, and I gotta give you one of these. And I'm awesome! I think that'll be a good scenario. Trick loses the NXT championship to Moose. Moose bring the NXT title on TNA television. He has an open challenge just like Jordan Grace is doing for Against All Odds and upcoming Friday. And Obai Femi can go there, and let's say he goes there, still NXT North American champion, and he wants to challenge Moose for that belt. He gets it back. He'll be the second man since Keith Lee to win had an NXT and North American championship at the same time, and it will be a good one. That's a good storyline. WWE needs to book it that way. And actually, now I'm thinking of it, maybe WWE should just have Moose being the one to appear on NXT TV and be in that battle royal and win. And not only that, win the NXT title. He's the best threat I see to Trick Williams' title right now. You can't tell me no different. I would love to see where they go forward with Trick Williams. I would love to see where they're going to go forward because he needs a challenger. And why not any better than Moose, who's the TNA World Champion? Like I said, Trick Williams, I had my reservations about him wrestling. I had it. I said Trick Williams is over. I said that he is a great, good on mic. But Trick just cannot wrestle the best. He's not the best in-ring performer. No offense to Trick. I like Trick Williams. Great character. He came a long way from being Carmelo Hayes' sidekick, his hype man, and to becoming an NXT champion. He's done everything to do, especially coming from a football background. I'll give Trick all the credit in the world. I just wish he get his in-ring performance in the ring, improve that a little bit more, get more better with it, and I think he will have all the tools he needs once he gets that together. But other than that, I'm really enjoying this run on NXT, but he needs a legit challenger at the end of the day, He needs one, and Moose will be the perfect pick for that. Like I said, since the Battle Royal, it remains to be seen. Other than Moose, who else could challenge right now? Maybe we'll get a surprise of a returning NXT star, or maybe Ricky Starks show up. Who knows? Maybe Ricky Starks, maybe his contract up. We don't know about AW. He comes over. He's in the Battle Royal. Maybe he's the one that would challenge next for the NXT Championship. That's not a bad scenario either. We talk about Moose. We talk about now be good, but why not have another good competitor? And I know we just had Ethan Page come from NXT, but this one will be just as good as Ethan Page. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there. I'm throwing it out there right now. Maybe that will be the case if it's not. And I repeat, if Moose, let's say Moose do not come over, let's say he's not going to be in the Battle Royal. Let's say he don't do none of that. Let's say it don't go down that way. It very well could not be, but it's a good, scenario or something down the line, just not right now. Maybe, just maybe that if it not the other challenger besides Moose challenge Trick Williams for his championship. If he can't be the man to challenge him, maybe we do get another legitimate challenger for the belt. And it could be a debut and similar to Ethan Page. I know they ran that, already. Maybe on work. Maybe we do get Ricky Starks. Why not? Let's throw it out there now. It's just something to throw in the hat. Maybe he's the one to appear on NXT TV. Maybe he's the one that appeared in that 25-man Battle Royal, and he would challenge Trick Williams next for his championship at Heat Wave. I think that is the next PLE for NXT brand. Ricky Starks is a great pick. Now, he's not an elite wrestler like Moose is, and nor is he a champion of any brand, of anything, but it'll be a good kickstart to Ricky Starks' career. He looks like a young rock, as they say. He's also great on the mic, similar to Trick Williams, and he has some wrestling skill ability, some things he can improve on, but he'll be a great NXT champion. I don't see why not. Because he, like I said, remember, 25-man Battle Royal.
On NXT next week in a 25-man over-the-top Battle Royal.
So Ricky Starks can come out. He can be the last 25th man in the Battle Royal. He come out, he wreak havoc, he clean house, boom, he win. Trick Willie versus Ricky Starks. That's not a bad idea. I would love to see where they go forward with that next. Because, like one thing Jordan Grace said on Busted Open Radio, wrestling fans, we love surprises. She said that, and credit to Jordan Grace, because she was right about that. We don't want something that's predictable. We already know it's going to happen. It actually happens every single time. That's boring, and it's very, very non-spontaneous, to say the least. We get a surprise like Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks come in, he throws the last man. Maybe he throws someone that you think would possibly win, and Ricky Starks, or sneak his way. He do it. Boom, we get Ricky Starks. He signed a contract like Ethan Page. Matter of fact, the storyline with Ethan Page, that should have been the Ricky Starks storyline. The same way they did Ethan Page. He signed a contract. He comes out. He attacks him. That should have been Ricky Starks. No disrespect to Ethan Page. I think it should have went a whole different route with him to challenge for that championship. Let's see what you guys say in the locker room. I think he needs to be heel. Trick sucks just like a face swerve. I agree. You're right, brutally honest. You said bingo, Ricky Starks. I think that's a good idea. I think that's a very good idea. I think he's actually a better pick than Moose. Good one. Yeah. Let him cook. Yeah, I'm cooking right now, man. I'm feeling the heat right now. I'm trying to fan myself now. So hot up in here. Fake Rock versus fake Booker T. Can you believe he just said that? I can't. Tell me you did not just say that.
Tell me you did not just say that.
I think he did. I think he did just say that. Yep. Ricky Starks, fake Rock versus fake Booker T. I do see a fake Booker T in Trick Williams. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do kind of see that in him. He does have that kind of persona. That trick shot move, I just can't get over. That is the funniest wrestling finisher I've seen in history of wrestling. That's the only thing that's so funny right now at this given moment. I'm thinking about it right now. Brilliance Gilbert said, make him a masked man, then reveal at the end. That's a great idea too. That's a great idea too. I would love to see that. Like I said, Trick Williams, like Roxanne Perez, if you're gonna be the champion, you have to be pushed. You have to be challenged to your limits. And for Trick Williams to be a respectable NXT champion, like I said with Roxanne Perez earlier, this man's going to have to be challenged, and he needs legitimate challengers to challenge him for the championship. We don't want to see any more opponents that we know Trick is going to beat. We don't see any more opponents that we know don't even have a chance to even beat Trick. We want someone that we can say, hey, he might actually beat Trick. Hey, he may actually win the NXT championship, and Trick may actually lose. Because when we get opponents like that, that makes the feud and especially the match that much more interesting. And that's what we want to see, not just out of Roxanne's championship run, also Trick's championship run as well. And like I said, Goodbray, you say he should be a heel. I'll bring up that comment. He should be a heel because I think the thing that messed up with Trick Williams, he got caught up in the whole, he was linked to Carmelo Hayes. When Carmelo Hayes turned babyface, win the NXT title last year from Braun Breaker at Stand Deliver, he went face too, and I think that's what hurt him. But see, he's not with Carmelo anymore. Carmelo's not even on NXT. He went to the main roster, and he defeated Carmelo. I think, since that feud is over, I know he needs to be a babyface to defeat Carmelo. Since Carmelo turned on him at NXT Vengeance Day, he should transition to a heel character. But I think because of the him being over with the audience and the crowd, the whoop, that Trick, it goes more it's more affordable for him to be a babyface, but it's also hurting his run in the process as well. He should be a heel. He should be a dominant heel. I mean, look at him. He's 6'4". He's tall. He's big. He has the heel look, and he has the mic skills to go along with it. Not the best ring skills, but he has it. He does have the heel look because when Carmelo was heel, he was a good, he's a hype man. He was a good heel alongside with it. But if Trick wants to be a good champion, like I said, he needs some good, affordable challengers. And who would be better than Moose or Ricky Starks? I don't see why not. And this is going to make Trick a very elite champion. If he could defeat either man, Trick or Ricky or both at separate times, it will make Trick value as world champion, as NXT world champion, much, much higher. And I would definitely be a part of the whole Trick Williams. He's a good, affordable champion, and it make him look like a star. Because the thing about it is Trick Williams, his time is now. You can't waste no more time with him. He's still red hot. You hear the crowd, you hear he's over. It's his time.
Your time is up. My time is now.
So this is the time for Trick Willie to really step it up. And like I said, he has the right system behind him. You got NXT, the best developmental brand in pro wrestling. You got Shawn Michaels running NXT. He's the executive of NXT, of storyline, creative, all of that. You got William Regal backstage involved. You got the system behind you. You just gotta show up. And not only show up, you gotta stand out too. Not just Trick, but Roxanne as well. So I think those are his next two challengers. It could be possibly, it's not for certain, but it's a possible since it's a battle royal. It could be Ricky Starks or Moose. We could get a Forbidden Door, or we could just get another, like Goodbridge said, a masked man challenger. And I think that would be the great, great way to market these guys because, like I said, Trick and Roxanne, you guys got it. You guys are right now. In a year or two, we can see both of them going to go to the main roster because they're not going to be on NXT much longer. You see, last night they had the whole graduate NIL class of WWE. They already have a new training. They're all training people. They are trained at Performance Center. They already got that class that just graduated. So they already got the next line of wrestlers coming out. So you guys don't have much time left. Do what you got to do because they're going to eventually move on to the main roster. And at least before you leave NXT, while you're the NXT men's for Trick Williams his championship, and Roxanne for the women's NXT Women's Championship. You got to stand out and make it more memorable, saying, hey, I remember when Trick was champion, he was dominant. I remember Roxanne was champion, she was dominant. And that's what we want to see out of both of these champions go in to see who their next challenges are for their championships. And that's what I cannot wait to see. And that's all I have regarding for this bonus round, who's challenging Trick Williams and Roxanne Perez for the NXT World Championships. Oh man, I know I went in, I grilled the fire, lit it, and I kept the meat on the grill a little bit longer than usual. I was cooking on this one, but I appreciate you guys coming out, listening to me. Had a good in it. It was good solid NXT, and I'm so hyped for what WWE is doing, not just for the main roster on SmackDown. I'm very impressed with what they're doing with NXT, and also, NXT is going to CW this September. So great future for WWE and great build. Very happy for what the direction that's going for NXT. They just got to keep it up. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you all coming out. Next two videos that'll be out will be top matches for NXT Battleground 2024. The second video will be NXT Battleground 2024 undercard matches. Thank you all again for coming out to the red carpet ring. And of course, until then, it is OUT.